evaluate Trent Martin. Vicki.
Thank you, Howard. Trent, you were giving speech number 4 out of the Technical Speaking Advanced Manual. The objective was to give a highly technical speech to an audience of people that were as knowledgeable about the subject as you were. This immediately put you at a disadvantage because you knew your audience wasn't as knowledgeable as you were. You began very smoothly. The lectern was in the way of the screen and you very smoothly moved it out of the way. You didn't make a production out of it. You began with a humorous statement that got a good response from the audience, and then you spoiled it by saying, oh, I didn't get as good a response last time I used that line. Next time, leave that off and just accept the laughter from the audience, because it was a good laugh. We all enjoyed that comment about the rain. The illustrations that you used, you were using technical knowledge that baffles me, so I highly appreciate that. I think that's always good when somebody gets up here to use the screen and the projector and the computer and it all works. Technology is a wonderful thing when it works. And it worked for you today, so you did a really good job. My favorite illustration was the one about the elephant, because I think that's very true. But a lot of times we are too close to the subject to see what it actually is. And when you described our galaxy as a hula hoop, that also made me realize that I'm looking at the inside of a hula hoop. That's much different than if somebody was holding it up this way and at the end of the room. And that was a very good illustration also. It brought it back to me. Now, perhaps someone who was an astronomer would not need that information, but I was grateful for it. You included a lot of information that I didn't have before. It was very enlightening for me, so I appreciate that. I know that, from the objective of that you're speaking to a peer audience, that was a disadvantage because we weren't. So I was glad that you included that information. If you were actually speaking to NASA people, you probably wouldn't need to include all that information. The introduction that you had prepared for the Toastmaster was excellent. But you had not included that, so you did it as an afterthought, and she did try to prepare us for that, but I do not think the audience was adequately prepared for the fact that they were supposed to be playing a role themselves. So when you read your comments, it may be a lot from people saying that it was over their heads. But that's okay. You met the objectives of your speech. The riddle that was solved was excellent because a lot of us never knew there was a riddle, and now it's solved, and if it ever comes up in conversation at one of Greg's dinner parties, you will have the answer. So Trent, thank you so much for all of this wonderful information, and you did a great job. Thank you.